The next segment is very interesting because in this, Joy and I will be leaving for a couple of minutes, and this segment will just be Harsha sobbing quietly into a pillow for 5 minutes because we're talking about the Hyderabad team. Carry on, sir, please. Joy, you can take a walk and come.
Oh, और correct color का shirt पहन के आओ. Everything that could go wrong. I mean, you look at that franchise. Oh, you're back. You look at. Oh, by the way, I've been the same thing said to me about Hyderabad, about Mumbai, about Kolkata, and with Bangalore on either side. I think if you're doing commentary,
is it on Twitter? Is this on Twitter?
No,
is this on Twitter?
Okay, so. Okay, Hyderabad. Okay, Hyderabad.
Give me my 280 characters. Real quick.
Their problem last year, that never went away. They desperately need to change a few names because they've got a lot of these very promising people who are promising but are not giving you too much. I call them the Riyan Parags. Look very promising. You know, he's a young kid. You want to talk up Riyan Parag. He's a good fielder in the deep. He plays the big shots. At the end of the season, you haven't got the run. So either you push them up and give them the opportunity. You saw the difference when you put Abhishek Sharma up. Basically, this tournament is now full of 50% people who want to bat at 1 and 2. The other 50% are bowling. Otherwise, they all want to bat 1 and 2. But I think what symbolized this was David Warner, the outrage in the camp among the supporters about what happened with Warner. We don't know what happened with him, but you suddenly lost a 600-run bank and you don't do that. Then suddenly no Bairstow. Williamson is trying his best to keep a sinking ship afloat, but there was nothing there. They got very little again from Manish Pandey, and Samad didn't rise up as I thought he would. Priyam Garg didn't rise up as I thought he could. Abhishek Sharma, they've got a lot of those kind of people, and I think mainly their bowling has now just sort of been around a year too long. You know, you follow football a lot, Gaurav. When you think, the striker na ek aur season niklega, and you just play those strikers for a season longer, and you find they don't have that extra yard of pace anymore. I think that bowling was very good. Sandeep Sharma, Siddharth Kaul, even Bhuvi is not at his peak. I think he came back towards his peak a little later. But that bowling that was defending 120s, 125s, 130s for them is gone. I foresee a huge shakeout from Hyderabad next year. Would they actually retain someone like Umran Malik, for example? Say, okay, let's retain the kid. Or say, look, he won't cost that much in the auction, I'll buy him back. But who do you retain in that side now, other than Rashid Khan? Do you still want to retain Williamson? Do you want to build a team around Williamson?
Do you think they'll clear the decks? I'm thinking that they are ripe for what Calcutta has done before, Delhi's done once before, which is just clear the decks, just bring it down and build it up again.
Because this is a side that has such a consistent record. 2016 onward, they've made the playoffs virtually every year. They won in 16. They were that close to winning again in 2018 until Shane Watson just had the day of his life. But they've been such a consistent side, almost inevitably because Warner's led from the front. The other guy, standout guy, quiet, is Jason Holder.
Yep. Saying it right from the beginning, Jason Holder should be playing. They need him there in the middle, but you just couldn't because you had the top three as foreigners, and then you had Rashid Khan playing. So there was just this entire top-heavy, international players, but there was nothing in the middle. You were not getting anything, so you needed Holder there. But how many foreigners can you play? Only 4. So they had it was kind of mismatched. But Joy, we are emotional. We're emotional cricket fans. All three of us are emotional cricket fans, and I've been saying it for a while that just what has happened with Warner in the end, it just something about it just left a really bad taste in the mouth. I'm just going to read this out because he sent this goodbye. Sorry to interrupt you, Joy. He said, thank you for all the memories. To all the fans, you've been a driving force for our team, always to give 100%. I can't thank you all enough for the support shown. It's been a great ride. My family and I are going to miss you all. Here's the thing. I'm also not going to say I don't absolve him. Or he's played to the galleries in the last few games as well. He has, but that's a reactive move. The first move is whatever has happened there, not taking his captaincy, dropping him, not even bringing him to the stadium. There's obviously something that has happened, and it's a world of grown-ups. Everybody knows if somebody just come out and said, all right, listen, we've had a disagreement, we've decided to part ways, and that's it. I don't think anybody have ever thought of this again. but I just feel like there was just a lot of ambiguity, a lot of cloud cover over it, and it just felt odd.
See, there are 2-3 things I want to say about this. One is that it starts from much before. If you see Warner, the interesting thing was his Australian teammates used to say, Warner's at his happiest in Hyderabad. He's not at his happiest in Australia. So he'd really feel at home, not even in the Australian team as much as he did in Hyderabad. That's the kind of place, this was his safe haven. This was where he got runs no matter what his international form was. So that was one of the things. But 2 things you remember. One is that, what did they do? They had Tom Modi, who's been one of the most consistent coaches, and they felt, whatever the ownership felt, that Tom Modi's taking them this far, but he can no longer get them over the hump. What do? They go and bring Trevor Bayliss. Fantastic coach, another World Cup winning coach, fabulous coach. He comes and joins them. Then Modi goes out. Now Modi's come back. So you have Modi, you have Trevor Bayliss.
As Bayliss' boss.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very top-heavy environment where I don't think they've really thought through who makes decisions. Because I'll tell you one thing, the best decisions in this tournament are made when you know where the buck stops. Right now, in Hyderabad, you don't know where the buck stops. Does it stop with Bayliss? Is he the decision maker? Does it stop with Tom Modi? Who is taking the final call? Because only if you know who's taking the final call, does that person take the responsibility. That, I took this call, I did this. You want to sack me next year? Sack me. Or you want to give me a prize because I've done well? Give me a prize. I'm the guy. You don't know who that guy is in Hyderabad right now.
Great people can be burdened under the wrong structure, right? If you got the 3 of us probably sitting somewhere else, we'd be burdened with that structure and not do a show that you like, right? Whereas here you say, well, you have freedom to do what you want. We always, Harsha, spoke about the Hyderabad leadership and how fantastic it was because they had Moody, they had Lakshman, and they had Muralidharan, right? You said you've got something for everyone. You've got, and this is a great trio, and we really spoke them up. Intuitively, if you add Trevor Bayliss to the mix, you go, well, there's another great guy. That's amazing. But when you do let Moody go, bring him back, everyone's insecure. Nobody knows what's happening. And I think it's that insecurity that has termited this team. And that's how it's fallen apart.
देखो आपके प्लेट में आप खलाकंद रखे नहीं तो खलाकंद जबरदस्त लगता. अब खलाकंद के बगल में डबल का मिठा रखे, खुबाने का मिठा रखे, शाही टुकड़ा रखे, तो खलाकंद की क्या जगह रह गई? समझ रहे हैं मैं बोल रहा हूँ सो.
Could you give the same example with French sweets like petit fours, perhaps croissant?
But I don't.
Something that we understand.
I'm simple, desi eating desi sweets. I eat chocolates and desi sweets. That's all. But
I've seen sir eats 85% dark chocolate. Just telling you, हमारे तो 85 school में भी नहीं आए. I know, sir. Fancy, very
70,
fancy.
70. But that is the thing, that if you're one, as Joy says, you've got one leader and you tell the leader, we're building the team around you. You and captain, build the team around you, and then we'll look at it end of the season. But now, as Joy said, there's Tom. Look, Tom's got to justify his role. Trevor Bayliss got to justify his role. Kane Williamson's got to justify his role. And there's a big daddy lurking around who's saying, play me. And he's played a little bit to the gallery. So this Jason Holder, who's been an international captain, suddenly Bairstow's coming and going. Anyway, the fact is that I think everyone comes to the sell-by date. And I think that composition with Hyderabad has come with the sell-by date. And I think you'll see a complete change next year.